Hey guys, what's up? Pimarthro here, and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. In the last episode, we defeated the Black Knight. Very narrowly, we almost ran out of turns there, but we in fact did defeat the Black Knight at Castle Nados, and afterwards, the enemy pretty much just destroyed the entire castle by setting off traps. But Ike has avenged his father, and that night he is apparently sleeping until well past dawn. A very well-deserved rest if I've ever heard of one. So, in this episode, believe it or not, this is the second to last chapter of the game, Twisted Tower. I've talked about this one a little bit and how it is Laguz only, so we'll be getting more into that whenever the fight actually starts, but we have arrived at the Crimean capital. Almost. So, preparations for the attack proceed with the utmost care. The final battle is approaching. But, of course, we've got one more thing to do before we actually head up to fight Ashnard himself. Chapter 28, Twisted Tower. So, the last thing we've got to do is rescue Leanne, the heron that the Black Knight captured and took to King Ashnard. She is being held in Gritnia Tower to the south. So, Ina was searching information, and her search led to a troop of Dan soldiers that had been assigned to the tower. Was the extra knowledge she needed. Alright. That's alright. We got the information we need, so we're gonna head out pretty shortly. This shouldn't take too long for the preparation video. I don't believe it will. Daybreak, I'll be taking a small force south to Gritnia Tower. For what purpose? That's where they're holding Leanne. Are you certain? Fairly certain, yes. Alright then, I'll go with you. As will I. Of course. And the main army, have you thought about what it will do? Yes, I have. Alright, Lindsay will make sure that the preparations for the final battle are still underway. And we'll be going off to get Leanne back. So here's reports from our last battle. MVP was Ike, but that's no surprise. He deserves MVP status after defeating the Black Knight in battle, so I'll gladly give it to him. Alright, so no info for this chapter, surprisingly. No support, so this shouldn't take too long. It should take even less time. With Ragnar now at Ike's side, he does not need that killing edge anymore. Ragnar will be his weapon for the rest of the game. Since only he can wield it, it's not going to anybody else. That will work perfectly for him. Mist. Let's see here. What else do we have? The only non-Laguz unit here is a ranged mage, but I don't believe he's got any stuff to, like, poison you, put you to sleep, anything like that, so Restore Staff should not be necessary. You can take in Ward if you want, don't really have to. I'm gonna go ahead and take it, just for the sole fact that if I can't do anything else, I could just do that. So, free experience, really. Mist is almost at level 20. Actually, we might let Soren take that, since Mist is actually almost at level 20. I might just go ahead and get her up to level 20 as is. Where is Soren? There he is. Soren's at 17. That's a little bit farther back, so yeah, we're actually going to go ahead and do that. Give that back and take your Hellfire back. Keep in mind, since this is a Laguz stage, a couple things to make note of here. The Laguz we're fighting is pretty much every Laguz we've seen. This includes Dragon Laguz, they will be in the fight, tigers, cats, and birds. So, any type of sage that you've got, take them in with you. Whether it's wind, fire, thunder, any of those will be important. The fire magic is good against the beast tribe, so cats and tigers. Wind is good against the birds, so the hawks and the crows. And thunder is good against the dragons. So that is how the magic circle works against them. Light magic is relatively effective due to their typically low resistance for most of them, but it doesn't have a bonus damage against any of them. But if you want to take somebody in with light magic, you can do so. You don't have to, though. As for her last staff, I will take... I don't think any of these are going to be an issue, really. What do I want for endgame? Because this is the second to last chapter. I want the Ashera staff. I want Hammering, which I know Volk has right now. I want a Physics staff, and I might take Recover anyway, so Rescue might not be a bad idea, but I'll look into that a little bit later. I think I'm going to take the Sleep staff with me, Because if I can put a dragon to sleep, that would actually help a lot. So I think sleep is the way to go here. That's right, we also picked up that occult scroll, so I'll gladly take that back. But let's see, you need a throwing weapon because you used up your last one, so... Check out the armor. Do you have a... You don't have a javelin. Wow. It's a bit surprising to see. I figured you would. But the shop, what does it have? It does sell elixirs here, and we'll sell them in the final battle as well, but if you need elixirs for this chapter, then they're available. I'll take the spear. Well, no. This is the Laguz chapter. What am I thinking? I'll take the Laguz lance. Duh. Yeah, everybody that can take a Laguz weapon probably should here, so let's put up the killer bow, the longbow, and take a Laguz bow. Chill, put this, well, no, put the javelin back. We'll take the spear again. The weakened spear, and the Laguz lance as well. We've go ahead and put these, oh, she had the hammer in, I thought Volk did. Oh well. It won't matter for Soren. Oscar, I will take that resolve back. I believe that's all we have for lances, but he should still do relatively well without it, so that's not a big issue, really. He is running low on that steel lance on that javelin. We don't have another steel lance, really, so what I'm going to do is... Is this the second to last? No, don't do that. We're pretty close to the end here. We'll just use another silver lance, just in case. Give another throwing. Yeah, we'll take the one that's a little bit higher up. Mia... Don't know if we have a Laguz Slayer. We do have one. Okay, so she'll take that. Har, I know for a fact we have a Laguz Axe, so I will gladly give that to you. Take out... Killer Axe, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. Volk, you picked up a lot of good stuff last chapter. We'll put those in the convoy. You won't need your thieves for this chapter, so don't worry about that. She's already got a Laguz bow. So, Hark, you don't have anything that I can really give you, but I'll give you the Killing Edge. I'm going to try out the Rune Sword for him, but I'm sure it's probably garbage. So I'll take... I'll put up the Steel Sword and actually swap it out for the Brave Sword. Even though endgame you're probably only going to need one weapon for each character, I will probably, like, it is a pretty high chance that I will take in a secondary weapon for everybody else as well, just in case. Alright, so skills. Let's go to somebody who actually has it. We can do Resolve or Occult. Occult's going to take up pretty much everything, so we need to give that to somebody who's got next to nothing being used. Which I think everybody does at this point. Yeah, pretty much. Some people already have it, so I gotta avoid that. I could give her Luna. That would be kind of cool. Resolve would be kind of nice as well, actually. Resolve and Wrath is a good combination because this is whenever your unit's HP is at half or less, and this is also whenever your unit's HP are at half or less, so that would actually be pretty good. I think I'm going to do that. I've never used... I typically don't like using strategies where it's like a skill where it's like, well, if this unit's HP is below this amount, then this will kick in. But since I'm using both, and Resolve's actually a very good skill, I like Resolve a lot, because it's mainly because of the speed increase, but the strength and skill are both nice as well. So, I think I will be taking that in. As for the last Occult Scroll, Ike already has one. Mist, I don't really care about her getting Soul. Nephany, you've already got that stuff. Leaf, if I took away one, that would give her 15, but we need 20 on the slots. I don't care if Jill loses either of those too badly. Rolf already has it. That's a good combo. It's been proven to be good multiple times. Oscar's already got it. That's been proven to be a good combo. I could get rid of Nihil. That's not a big loss. Swapping out Nihil for stun. Thing is, I would rather give it to somebody that would just, like, increase their attack power. Which is why I considered Nephany, because I like Luna a lot. Oh, Zahark, I forgot about you. I could give it to Zahark and let him have Astra. I'm swapping out Adept for... I'm swapping out 2 hits for 5. The problem is I don't know which of these would activate more. That's a really good question. Ashnard would get Soul. What does Alencia get from this? Oh, Stun. I should have figured. Game was lagging right there. Sorry about that. Like I said, I could just give it to Mist and let her wield the sword, but there's no real reason to do that. It's either Jill or Har, I'm thinking. If I needed Savior, I would keep it on Jill, because Jill is more likely to be able to go in there and save somebody as opposed to Har. Nihil's not that great on him. I kind of just threw it on him for the sake of throwing it on him. Stun would come in handy more. Because for the most part, the enemies he's fighting are not going to have skills. I think I'm going to give it to him. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, award XP. First of all, well, that's actually a lot. I'm actually not going to give it to Mist. She can get to level 20 before this chapter's over with. Definitely, we'll just go ahead and give you that, because you're pretty much at the next level, so we'll go ahead and take her up to 14. Just kind of going for the obvious here, and then we'll decide what to do. That was a good level. That was a really good level. Strength, HP, speed, and skill. Those are all important for a Sword Master. Nobody else is really that close. Okay, Ike doesn't need it. 19, 14, 13, 16, 12, 12, 14, 13, 12 looks to be the lowest. So I'm going to get everybody that's at 12 and 13, and then we'll see how we're doing on experience from there. Ooh, that was a good level as well. The bad thing about using Sword Master units is, from what I've noticed, this is just from my own experience, it's not necessarily a truth, but whenever it comes to my playstyle, it seems to happen. Whenever you've got a lot of one type of unit, a lot of snipers, a lot of sages, a lot of Sword Masters, whatever the unit is, they tend to not be as high leveled as the rest of your stuff, because most of the time if you look at a situation, you're like, okay, I need a lot of defense, just like stick a knight right there, but if you've got 2 of them, then you're trying to kind of balance them out, and because of that, they don't always do as well. Okay, I'm not going to have enough to get anybody else up a full level. They're going to have to be at a relatively high amount. Soren can't make it. Leith can just barely not make it. I'm just going to give it to Leith, I guess. Because I know for a fact she can easily get 2 experience in this fight. Okay, is there anything else that I need? Why did I not give you another bow? That was weird. Could show off the double bow, I guess, as well. And yes, I know we need to forge a weapon. I haven't forgotten about that. Okay, let's forge. Okay, if I recall from last time, let me check my convoy, actually. If I recall, we were doing another throwing lance, and then the last chapter we would let between Jill and Oscar. One of them would take that brave lance, and the other one would take the forged weapon. So, got one for Nefty, got one for Jill, we just need one for Oscar. So, we're forging a throwing lance. Gotcha. It's kind of worth noting, also, you can actually forge slim weapons here. I don't know why you really would, but you can if you want to. I'm going to spell this wrong, I know. In fact, I'm going to look it up to make sure that I don't spell it wrong, because I probably will. If you're wondering what auscultation is, it's a skill that requires clinical experience. So, health professionals need this a lot. I hear this a lot because I work at Texas Tech's Health Science Center, so I hear that word a lot. It's a pretty bad pun, but I had to think about it too. That's even the worst part. Alright, I think we're good otherwise. Looks like it. Let's get this started. Like I said, it's pretty easy to decide what you're gonna do here. Ah, crud, hold on. Alright, let's try that again, now that we're actually back here. Okay, Leanne's conversation. Ah, where am I? Whee! It appears that she's finally coming around. We brought this girl here on direct orders from His Majesty. Simple stuff, yes, very, very nice. Then he gives all these special commands. Don't let her escape, don't let her get sick, don't let people kill her. More than anyone else, Ashnard should know how hard it is to keep one of these birdies healthy. Is there a problem? Eh, who do you think you are? Why is it you disturb my meditations? I'm thinking here. I'm here to relieve you on guard duty. Standing guard, eh? Don't see much of a reason for a guard in this place. Both armies always have their rules and regulations and appearances and hullabaloo. Ah, no way around it, I suppose. Believe the guards and watches are important. In other places, yes, but Girthia Tower is currently overflowing with veteran soldiers. Not to mention these repulsive beasts, those feral ones, you know. Trying to escape from this place is the same as committing suicide. Not that I've tried, mind you. So watch is necessary. What's that now? Who said that? Oh, it's you. Important, eh? Why's that? Well, if the girl would leave on our own, we'd been unable to stop her from getting killed. Ooh, you found a blind spot. That's the problem with us scholars. We concentrate on one thing and miss something as fundamental as... Blast! They're getting riled up again. Listen, you stay right here and stand guard. Don't let that herring girl take one step outside this room. Do you need me? Or do you understand me? I told you we needed guards. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. I'm always in the middle of something snaggletooth cheese stealing. Yeah, he's a bit of a weirdo. Finally, methinks that guy fell a little far from the nest. A little bit. A little herring girl, there's nothing to be afraid of. I won't hurt you. Just sit there and be quiet, alright? Let's see. Does she actually say anything about that? Yeah. She says, where is this place? Who are you? Alright, so this is Radiance Tower. Sent several of the Beast Tribe, but something smells terrible. Tarhold's Lagoons have been given medicine. These drugs warp their true shape. So this is the actual feral ones. Do you know how many what types are there? As far as numbers, a conservative estimate would be 30. Types, pretty much everything, like I said. Yep, even Dragon type. No more than 10. Or probably no more than 10. Yeah. It's hardly encouraging. Regardless, we must hurry. It's going to be dark soon. It's rather embarrassing, but we of the bird tribes don't move well in the dark. Sad but true. Of course, the same can be said for those on the enemy side as well. Yeah. More of the Beast Tribe than any others, because we're close to Gallia. Yep, that is true. So I was gonna say, Grandpa. Yeah, there's not like an actual time element to this, you don't have to worry. We don't have time for complaints, we need to find the entrance to the tower. Yeah. If there's a time, it's just like finished within the set time. It doesn't mean like it actually shifts between, you know, you can see like night coming as you take longer or anything like that. Where's the herring girl and the guard? Hello, guard, bird girl. This can't. No, I've been had. What do I do if this is discovered? His Majesty will. Oh, he'll hang me up by my thumbs. Oh no. No. I will not report this. Think as you can think. If I could somehow divert attention from myself. So yes, mixed group of subhumans and humans. Journal Headwinds mages have engaged them, but they're not nearly enough. We must apply to the capital for more reinforcements too. Release the feral ones. Yes, release the hounds. Alright. So while the feral ones are getting released, this guy's gonna run off. Oh, there are a couple halberdiers and regular knights. Well, most of it's feral ones, then. I guess I lied. I forgot about the human players, but... oh well, they're not as strong. Yep, so it's a nice little mix here. King of Hawks, this is no joking matter. They... yeah. Time to go for blood. Alright, so in choosing your units, you get 12 slots. you will have either Nasir or Ina. Like I mentioned last chapter, this will depend on if you defeated the Black Knight or not. If you failed to defeat him, like you ran away, or you did not do it within the time limit, you get Ina. We kind of already talked about Ina, so I'm not going to worry about discussing her too much. I talked about her as a boss more than anything, but her stats don't change from that, so if you ended up watching that video, I believe that was chapter 21, then this should be nothing new for you. As for Nasir, we're going to go ahead and get into his stats. If I could scroll over, there we go. He is a Dragon Tribe Lagoos, level 18. Very, very strong. He only comes with breath, but it's, of course, you know, still very good. The Icy Breath of White Dragon, it can never run out, cannot be unequipped or dropped, anything like that. His growth rate's not that it really matters, because, you know, he only would get 2 levels. HP 150%, Strength 50%, Magic 10%, Skill 55%, Speed 45%, Luck 60%, Defense 25%, and Resistance 35%. We got anything that they're going to talk about? No, they're not. Nasir, as a unit, you're only getting to use him for 2 chapters. This is a unit that quite literally is a lot like how we're going to be using Tabarn in this chapter. It's, if you want to use him, if you just need an extra fighter, you have, you know, a couple empty slots, then use him. There's no reason not to use this guy. He's very good, got plenty of HP, great stats all around. There's nothing wrong with using this guy. If you're kind of one of the purists, quote-unquote, of Fire Emblem, and you don't like using late-game units, you just like using what you got at the start, you don't have to use him, of course, but in using him, he will easily fit into any team if you've got extra slots for him. No reason not to, other than if you just don't want to. Let's go ahead and take Volk out, put Zahark in. I'm actually going to take Nasir out for this battle. He will probably be coming with us to endgame. But I would like Ashnard to stay on the field so she can get experience. Because Ashnard doesn't, like, need it terribly, but she needs it more than Nasir does, so... let's go ahead and check that again. Make sure everybody happy. Sniffing Ralph, Jill, Leaf, Mia, Oscar, Sora, Har, Zahark, and Astrid. Okay, yeah. Just check around, just check, like, the first 5 or 6 names on here and make sure that, there's nobody that you actually wanted to bring that's not here. But, yeah, this looks to be a good set. Should be good for that account. Tabarn, he will be not usable as an actual playable unit, but he is an allied unit, so you can control him as necessary. He is a Lagoos Royale, and as you can tell by his stats, this guy is insanely strong. So, if you don't want him to kill steal, then by all means leave him in the corner. I would kind of just direct him as needed to target one specific spot, and if you get put in a trouble area, then all you have to do is just have him roam freely and he'll probably go and kill stuff. This guy can take out dragons pretty much with no problem whatsoever. He's got a Lagoos band, so he will be able to maintain his animal from all times with no penalties taken. The nobles are the only ones that can use this, so don't even bother trying to give it to somebody else or take it from him. You're not going to be able to do that. But as you can see, very, very good stats all around. No reason not to use this guy. Comes with Savior and Cancel, in case you were curious. I should have talked about that with this here too. So we've already seen Savior. Cancel just has the chance to nullify enemy attacks. It's pretty similar to Guard, except you don't have to have the support with anybody. Let me go back to Nasir. Oh, we've already seen both of these. He has to Hill and Boom. Boom will just, like, restore an ally that's next to him at the start of your turn to normal conditions, so if they're poisoned or anything like that, then that status effect will go away. As for what I will be doing in this fight, we'll take a look at the map here as soon as I'm done shuffling everybody around. That looks to be pretty good. Going in here, you kind of have a little bit of a pathway. You'll probably eliminate all these enemies as you go, and you'll head out to right here. Generally, I like to try to put a wall about here and just let all the enemies come to you. Really, the biggest thing to worry about is, as you would expect, the dragons. As you can see, they're incredibly strong, have very good defense and resistance both. Their speed's a little bit low, so that's kind of what you have to take advantage of, as units with high speed will probably be able to double these guys, as well as using your Lagoos weapons. The boss really isn't too much to worry about. He's got a nice butt chin. Look at that. That's beautiful. He comes with actually the highest level of lightning magic called Rex Bolt. It's very hard to actually be able to use any of the Rex spells in this game. Rex Bolt, Rex Flame, and Rex Caliber is the wind spell, I believe. I don't remember what the light one is called. I guess it's Rex Aura, but I'm not entirely sure that even appears in this game. Regardless, though he is a level 18 Sage and his stats are balanced throughout, he's not that difficult to take care of, you know. As with a Sage, they're not supposed to be fighting, which is why, or fighting on the front lines, which is why he's got a very low defense. Any relatively strong sword unit could probably kill this guy with no trouble, so really melee fighters are the way to go when beating him. You will have to watch out for that bolting spell, but that's the worst he can really do. So, with that being said, let's see, are there any other conditions? No, there are not. I believe it was just seized. Let me check one more time. Yes, it is clear as seized. There's no time limit, actually. We're going to go ahead and save, and then we will get started. Alright, let's do this.